Hi guys, Peter, not your average guy on the Never Mind Your Own YouTube channel. I'm at the same location where I was the other day in another video, and I want to finish what I had been doing over there and couldn't do because I ran out of batteries. I got my batteries recharged and I want to fly with the Titan switch antenna, the directional antenna, mounted on the tripod. As you can see over there, right, with the cables running to my transmitter and the Titan booster on it. Some people complained about these are not good wires, but I asked the manufacturer and he said, yeah, that's because they assume that it is like kind of cable, but it isn't that kind of cable. It is the kind of cable, and that cable is just fine. Anything better than that is just overkill. So I assume that this should be all right. In that previous video, I outdid myself. I broke my own record. I flew 6.15 kilometers on a regular battery with the booster and the directional antenna right on my transmitter. Now I want to see if I can do the same with the cables in between, because my theory is that the booster should be able to massively compensate for the cables. So that's what I'm going to try. And now I have extended battery. By the way, that's the battery that is normally sold now by DJI, so everybody who buys batteries does have this extra capacity battery. There's some people out here with dogs and bicycles and etc., but that's not a problem. I'm flying directly into the sun because the sun is setting a little bit already, but so be it. It's a beautiful day, it's hot, but the reason why I want to do this on exactly the same location is because I kind of found the sweet spot over here where to fly and where to have a good signal. If I go to another location, I might need to fly another 3-4 times before I get where I want to be. So it's just easier to do that over here. So not very much new landscape to see for you guys, but hopefully I will break a record again. One thing that I immediately have to do is put the signal into 2.4 gigahertz. I have to get it into my system, like I have to do that all the time. Sport mode. And now it wants to have new firmware, which is a little bit weird. It is in 2.4 now. It's calibrating the vision sensors. Well, I don't need the vision sensors actually, so let's just go flying.
Takeoff.
And there is a balloon in the air. I think you can see, I don't know what. I think I'm quicker than the balloon, but as I see it right now, I'm not really even in the path of the balloon, and the balloon is a lot higher. So it just means we still have to see something.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
We still have to see something after all, but it's on the screen is just a tiny spot. Okay, so I want to put it in sports mode now, just to speed things up. If you've seen the previous videos, and you know that there's a couple of trees out there. If you follow the stream, the water, then at the end of it there's a farm and there's a couple of trees, and these trees were bothering me on the first flights I did, kind of blocking the signal when I was far away. So I have to stay at the right side of these trees. On the right side you can see trees, and that used to be to catch ducks in ancient times. So I have to stay left of those, otherwise those will come in between. There's hardly any wind, a lot less than the previous day. Probably it means the drone is able to perform better, and that balloon is right in the left top corner, but it's so far away you cannot even see it well. So I'm at 3 kilometers and I have 1 bar. Oh, and I put some elastics here, so I don't have to push forward all the time. But the signal is not that great. I'm in the right direction. I'm absolutely in the right direction and in the same direction as the previous flight, and at 4 kilometers I'm losing it. I'm at 4.5, but it's having a lot of trouble. And I'm pretty sure that the antenna is pointed into the right direction. So it means I'm able to do 4.5 with the cables. Wow, and that means the cables give tremendous signal loss. So I'm having it coming back. And I see an airplane, but it's very high, going into another direction. So strangely enough, I get better results with the whip antennas. Now is the directional antenna. So I'm gonna fly a little bit lower. Because there is an aircraft at 300 to 500 meters above me now. But this all should not be any problem, because I'm flying at a safe altitude. An altitude where he cannot come. So I'm gonna fly lower even, and then 100 meters just to be safe. I'm just trying to fly as low as I can without losing connection, just to be sure. I cannot even hear the aircraft anymore, but so it seems I'm getting better results with the whip antennas and the booster than with the directional antenna. And that means I'm going to do exactly the same thing again with the whip antennas. Because with the whip antennas, I did get very good results. And the aircraft is disconnected, but that is because it's on 5.8 and not 2.4. When it's on 2.4, it will connect. Here we go again.
Takeoff.
So I'm at 3.5, and I got 3 to 4 bars, and at 100 meters. Not even 120. Okay, let's go 120.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
Okay, 4.5. I still got 2 bars. And I got 80% battery. So this is definitely going to be a record. And the signal is, the video, now it's giving me troubles. 4.8. 4.8 and I get into trouble. Pew. So I just will fly it back a little bit until the signal comes back. And there it is.
Go home.
Cancel. And it might be due to these farms. So I'm gonna go a little bit to the left, like this, and see if I can bypass the farms. I vaguely remember that in the other flight I had a little bit of trouble too. With these farms. So let's just continue a little bit.
No signal.
No. No, I'm losing the signal here. So, what does it mean? It means I just cannot get past the farm this time. Okay, return to home.
Go home.
So same results. I'm just thinking that this is due to that farm out there. It might just be, you know, that I'm on the same channel as them and that in the previous flight I did not have that channel. So again, we have to say that this test is not conclusive. I cannot see a significant difference between the whip antenna or the directional antenna, which I think is strange. There should be difference. But like this, I'm able to get 5 kilometers. I was able to get 5 kilometers on stock antenna.